Hi, Team Market America. This is Jim Winkler, Vice President of Sales, and also an unfranchised owner, just like you since 1997, building my business out in the field. Today, I'm here to talk to you about the Attitude and Knowledge section of our Basic 5. With that being said, to me, attitude is one of the most important things in our business, because even if you could show a great plan, if you don't have the right attitude and you don't have the right knowledge, it's not going to come across the right way. So what I'm going to try to share with you is how we're going to build that attitude and build that knowledge through this presentation. One of the first things you can take a look at is what's been going on with the company. And if you take a quick look at the slide I'm showing right now, look at us with an A+ ranking with the Better Business Bureau, having won the 2013 Torch Award. I always love when people say to me, I'd like to look you up online. I always go right back and say, great, I'd love you to look us up online. Go to the Better Business Bureau, because there's no better way to research a company than there is to go to the Better Business Bureau. As you can see, numerous magazines that we've been in, publications that Lauren and JR have been featured on, Bloomberg TV when we bought the acquisition of Shop.com. A ranking from Internet Retailer with our Shop.com site. Then you take a look at how's the company been doing, and the graph I'm showing you right now, is just really the last 14, 15 years, but when you take a look at that graph and you see the consistent growth, we've gone through some tough economic times during the last 14 or 15 years, and when you take a look at how our company's gone, just a steady, consistent growth. So, we're actually a 24-year-old company right now, but almost like we're just getting started with the way we're growing and continuing to grow. Then you take a look at, all the people who have earned in excess of $1 million in commissions with our company. We're closing in on over $400 million earners with the company. I think right there that says a tremendous amount about what we do. In fact, I always, when I was new, I looked at it and said, if someone else can make money, I can make money. And that was before we had $1 million earners. Now we've got, like I said, close to 400. But I'll tell you what we're more proud of as a company. As proud as we are of all these $1 million earners, we're more proud of all the people who make an extra $300, $600, $1,200 per month, $2,000, $3,000 per month, part-time, that supplements what they're currently doing and really gives them a much greater life because of what they're able to earn and build through our business. I've always had a belief, and that belief was the difference between success and failure was this. The individual who succeeds simply does what the individual who failed did not do or was not willing to do. So I'm going to put you a step up already, because you're watching this video. And here's what I know. There's people who will start the business, they'll never get the training, or they won't watch the videos they need to learn some things. It's going to be really difficult, if not near impossible, for them to succeed. You're taking the time. You're watching this. You're already doing, again, what makes that difference between success and failure, doing what the individual who would fail would not do. And I also know attitude precedes success. What do I mean by that? Attitude comes before the money. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. A lot of people say, Jim, if I'd been in the business 19 years, had the success you had, if I was vice president, it'd be easy for me to talk about it. I always go back the other way. I say, you know what? I started the business like everybody else. I had a full-time job. I was working 60+ hours a week. People got started with me because of the way I talked about what I was going to do. And this is what I want you to understand. People don't join a business with you because of what you've done. They join a business with you because of what you're going to do. They want to be with somebody who's in the playing field now, and they want to be with somebody who's going to grow and build over time. So how do you develop this attitude and knowledge? People say, well, you were probably born this way. I was not born this way. In fact, people who know me well know I'm probably more of an introvert than an extrovert. So how do you develop this strong belief that I have in this company and what it can do for you and for the people you care about? Well, one thing is listening to audios daily. We have a great media player right now that you have the ability to use. It's a download app, Unfranchised Media, that you can download right onto your phone, and you have the ability to use that and listen to audios on a regular basis. First thing I'd recommend for you, start listening to audios like crazy. It's what I did when I started. I really wanted to develop my mind about this business. So audios became part of what I did whenever I was in the car, when I was working out, when I was walking or doing different things. Whenever I got the chance, I was trying to develop my mind and learn more. Schedule a weekly call with your senior business partner. So whoever introduced you to the business, or maybe some of the partners they work with, it's good to be on a regular call, get your questions answered, write them down, talk to them, and keep growing by talking to them. Participate in conference calls, webinars, or corings. Coring's a small group meeting is what it is with your team. And we're always doing, as a company, you'll hear about conference calls that are out there. You'll hear about webinars going on. You'll see them in our news line that'll come out, our e-news. But again, just keep your eyes and ears open and participate in those. And I'll tell you one of the biggest things, associate with positive people. In life, there are people who are positive and there are people who are negative. And for a lot of us, when we start this business, we don't even realize how negative some people can be. I made sure that I hung out with the people who were positive, the people who were uplifting. You know, the older I get, the less time I actually have for negative people. It's something I think I learned over the years. I want to be around people who lift me up, not bring me down, and that's a key to developing a great attitude. And then, make sure you have tickets to the next events in your Market America business. That might be your next local seminar, might be your next major event coming up, our international convention, our world conference, but make sure that you do have tickets for those. And develop a business mindset. Right away, I looked at this business and I said, you know what? I need to treat this like $1 million business if I want it to pay me $1 million. A lot of times people get started and say, I'm going to treat it like I'll see what happens. I like to golf, but golf is a hobby. That means it costs me money. It means my friends like to play me for money because they know I don't practice it enough. When it comes to business, I treat it like a business. I treat it like the $1 million business it is, and that's what I'm going to recommend for you. There's a lot of ways you can earn significant income. You can work more hours at your current job. I shouldn't say there's a lot of ways. There's options. Some people could work a lot more hours, not make a penny more. You could get a second job. And a lot of people do that going into the holidays. They get a second job. They generate a second income. Problem occurs because you only have so much time. And the holiday season, you quit working, money stops coming in. We got the same problem we had the year before. You can go back to school. I'm a big believer in higher education. However, I have a lot of friends who went back, paid $40,000 to get master's degrees or higher, spent hundreds of thousands of dollars going through school, who now work in a field that they didn't go to school for or didn't get a penny raise after getting that higher degree. You could have investments. The tough thing about this is to have investments, you have to have money. And if you don't have money, you don't have investments, and you're sort of swinging with what's going on in the world at that point. Things happening in another country may affect what's going on here. And you could own your own business, which I congratulate every entrepreneur in the world. I think that's owning your own business is something that's tremendous. But there's a lot of risk involved with owning a traditional business. The high startup costs, the money you put out right away, the time you got to put into it. So when I look at options, traditional business can be $500,000 to purchase. A startup business could be $100,000 to purchase. A franchise, average franchise in the U.S. a couple years back was about $147,000 to purchase. Or if you want to become a professional, you say, I'm going to be a professional, I'm going to make more money, higher education. 6 to 10 years of education, $100,000 to $600,000 paid out. One of the biggest problems we have in our country right now is student loan debt. It's crazy the amount of money that our young people are owing when they come out of school. So, when I compare those to what we have, we're going to win every time. And I want to compare a little bit of a linear income to an ongoing income, and I want to explain the difference. A linear income is trading your time for money. It's what most of us do. We go to work, and when we go to work, we get paid for the amount we're there. An ongoing income is where you leverage your time, meaning that you get paid on more hours than what you do. From the linear side, we're going to talk about money growing linearly. From the ongoing income, we're going to talk about it growing exponentially so that it can increase faster. On the other side, work stops, income stops. How many times have you known people that got injured at work or something happened, they couldn't work anymore, and maybe they got their disability 1/3 of what they were getting, but the money stopped. Here, you're building an ongoing asset, something that can continue to go and continue to grow for you, even if you have to take some time off because something in your life happens. On the linear side, not creating true wealth. On the ongoing income side, you're creating true wealth. On the linear side, time's not your own. Someone else controls it. On the ongoing income side, it's your time freedom. On the linear side, you're making a living, which I congratulate you. Anyone who works hard, I congratulate you. But really what you want to do is you want to create a lifestyle, because that's what it's really about, and that's what's on the ongoing income side of what we do. I've always believed the best way to to predict your future is for you to create your future. So how do you create it? Well, I believe it's by taking control. And there's a formula that we use in this business, and it says TQ equals G to the D power equals BV / IBV equals dollars. So let's talk. What does the Q stand for? T stands for time, but the Q stands for quality time. So we can all put time into things, but if we don't put quality time, we just waste time. So quality time. What does the D stand for? Well, the G is growth, and the D is duplicatable growth. I'm a big believer you have to do things other people can do. If you're the greatest speaker in the world, but no one can speak like you, your team's not going to grow. If you show the greatest plan in the world, but nobody else can show it, your team's not going to grow. So you need something that everybody can do. That'll equal volume, which is our BV and our IBV, which will equal income, which is our dollars. So people say, well, okay, Jim, what's quality time? Quality time is spending time with the right people. And we call them go now people. People are going to duplicate what you teach them. And let's say I put 5 hours into Bill, and when I leave, Bill puts in 15 hours into his business. I'm now working with a go now person, and my exponential time is starting to grow. Sometimes people say to me, that's great, but I don't have any go now people yet. We're going to teach you in this Basic 5 how to go out and find them. Because if you don't have them, first step is you have to become one. Second step is you have to go find some. And one of the things we have to focus on always when we talk about our Basic 5 is result-producing activities. So let me give you a few of these. Result-producing activities are use and sell the products. So that means you become your best customer of your own business. It means you share that with other customers. Share the business. What do I mean by share the business? That means get out and get the business plan in front of people. Share our shopping annuity. It's a term I'm sure you've heard as you evaluated this business, one you're going to hear a lot more. And then sell tickets, which are our education to the next events. I look at it and say, if these are the only 4 things you did, you would build a tremendous business. Everything else we're going to teach you in this Basic 5 series is really how to get to these 4 things and how to duplicate these 4 things. So again, use and sell the products, share the business, share the shopping annuity, and sell the tickets or sell the education. So let's talk about some of the business tools and websites that we have as a business. Well, first thing we start off, our unfranchised.com back office. This will give you all the reports you need, everything you need to manage your business. To me, this is unbelievable. I wake up in the morning, any orders placed in our business from around the world have been inputted by the company. All I have to do is log on, check the reports, see where the orders came from, and it allows me to maximize what I'm doing in the business. We have our About MA document. This is a great document you can download. This document allows you to then send it out as a PDF file and really goes into depth on explaining our business and has live links to videos that we have. Everyone watching this, if you're watching this for the first time, one of the things you should be looking at is our Getting Started guide. And in this Getting Started guide, you should be walking through this with your senior partner, but especially these first few pages. I always tell people if you did the first 3 pages, you would be ahead of 99% of the people who start any kind of a business. So you want to get that Getting Started guide, go through it. Now, the page I'm showing you right now, you're going to see some different things on here. It's making a commitment. It's going to the events. It's taking the shopping annuity assessment. It's purchasing tickets, all the things you need to do. The second thing is that you're seeing right now is scheduling. When am I going to take my trainings? When are my business presentations I'm going to attend? When are the local seminars that I'm going to get my education? When are the big events? Because again, you've taken time to watch this. You're looking for what you need to do. You need to get to the big events. And by big events, I mean World Conference and International Convention and your regional events. So scheduling is vital. And the third part of it is result-producing activities. Booking a call workshop, booking a home presentation to introduce the business to people or to introduce the products to people, doing the things, setting up appointments, making a names list of the top 10 people I should talk to right away. This Getting Started Guide, this first page, should be completed when you start your business, if not before you start your business, so that you have the ability to start fast. Because I'm a big believer we want to start fast. So where can we find this About MA document in the Getting Started Guide? Again, go to that unfranchised.com, go to your back office. If you go under Support Materials and you go under Training, you'll be able to find each one of those listed under Training. You can download both of those. Of course, if you started with a Fast Start Kit, you did get a Getting Started Guide with you with your Fast Start Kit as well. Another thing I want you to focus on early on, because I think when we start a business, we need a roadmap, don't you? And that roadmap has to be, what do I do next? Our Master Unfranchised Owner Program. Now, this is a system we've had set up for years, and it's been tracked. And what it shows is, what do the people who succeed in the business do that the people who don't succeed, that they don't do? So we put it together for you. And again, this program that we have and our Basic 5 diagnostic tests, which are part of our Master UFO, the Basic 5 diagnostic test basically takes you through and says, okay, let's go through and see how well you're doing the Basic 5. Part of hitting Master UFO is completing a Basic 5 diagnostic test. In fact, we use this on our Moving Up seminars, one of the highest level trainings we have in the company. Everybody who comes takes a Basic 5 diagnostic test to see where they're at in the business. So where can I find these two great tools about how to do my Master UFO and my Basic 5 diagnostic test? Again, we go to downloads in our back office, our unfranchised.com. Our business account, we go to Support Materials, we go to Administration, and you can download both of those. So if you're new, stop the video right now and take a second and download both those. Have them out and ready to go. So really, what's our system for success? How do we do it? Well, one of the things we do is we follow the system. Local seminar challenges. In the area you're in, you probably have local seminars. There's typically what we call challenges that come out. Those are from event to event, things to do to be successful. Find out what the one in your area is, get it and go for it. Leads into our regional conventions. Those are bigger events. I'll talk about those a little bit later, typically over 1,000 people. There's challenges for those as well. Again, what do I do to succeed? You want to go for that. And then university major challenges. We have what we call our university system, which is where we have different categories we work within, and you want to have those challenges built as well. We have award winners at the major events for those. And of course, our President's Challenge is the biggest challenge put out there. It's put out by J.R. Reidinger, our president and CEO, and he puts that out from World Conference to International Convention, and from International Convention to World Conference, talking about what do we need to do. Again, you can find the President's Challenge in your back office, under Downloads, under Support Material, and then under Challenges. You'll find that right there and can download that to see what I'm talking about. We have audio downloads in our back office as well. That you have the ability to download, put onto your computer, transfer them over to your phone, but we also use now our unfranchised media on our phone. So you have both options with that to be able to get audio downloads. And as I mentioned, unfranchised media, you want to go on, you want to download this app right away, want to have it on your phone. You want to start listening to as many audios as possible, because it's really education. It's like getting a university degree in your car or while you're working out and learning how to build this business. So let's continue on and talk about some of the more sites we have. We have a marketamerica.com site, which will actually have your name that you picked as your domain. So example, mine is marketamerica.com/Winkler, my last name. So I can send people to this site, and it's a recruiting site. It explains what's going on with the company, about products. They can actually register to become a customer. They can register for our Partner Now program. Your shop.com site, shop.com / again, mine is Winkler. Yours would be what you've set up. It's always the same as as I show all these, will be the same name on the / with that. And shop.com site's an incredible tool, not only for you to purchase from, but you to share with your customers and your prospects. We have a global.shop.com site so that we can service customers in I believe it's over 180 different countries right now. We have our motivescosmetic.com site. We have our Get Conquer site, our isotonic.com site, our TLS Slim site. All of these you have when you start your business, and you have the ability to send these sites out to people. Let's say you knew somebody who loved Motives Cosmetics or loved cosmetics, but you were worried you could overwhelm them with everything else. You could just send them to motivescosmetics.com / your name site, and they could register as a customer from that site. We also have the ability for you to create custom mini websites. In fact, we give you one free when you start. Maybe you say that, Jim, there's 3 products I really love. Great, pick the design, pick those products, and you could send that site to people. I mean, it's amazing the tools that you have right away when you start in business. And that's why I'm taking some time to show you these, because to develop the attitude and knowledge, you have to know where to find it and what do I have. Here's how you set up that custom mini website. Again, we go to unfranchised.com. We go to where it says My Account. And then you can see where then we go to where it says the websites. And on the very top, it says Custom Mini Website. We hit that, and then we have the ability to customize it. We have our unfranchised.com, which I've already talked about, our back office basically. That we have our business account where you can track everything that you have. We have a marketamericaevents.com where you can go on and find out what's going on around the world with the company. We have an unfranchisedtraining.com site. The unfranchisedtraining.com is where we have a number of our different training programs that you can access, downloads, PowerPoint files that you can take a look at as well. We have our Market America blog that you'll want to register for right away as well. We have our unfranchised.meeton.com or our meeton.com site, which again, another video training site. We have our unfranchised manifesto, and boy, I have to tell you, this is what JR put out for us. He took the time, he recorded this, and what this is, it's again, JR is our president and CEO, going through and explaining what makes Market America and Shop.com so different from any company in history. And he goes through and he takes the time in 2 different videos explaining that. And if you're one of those people who are getting a lot of this, you're just like one of those companies, or you're just like this company, and you're like, you don't really know how to answer it, take the time, go to Unfranchised Manifesto, spend the time and study this, and boy, you'll have the answers you need to have. You talk about building belief. And then everybody should be subscribed to our YouTube station, which is Market America. If you go to youtube.com and you go to Market America, you want to subscribe to that channel. You also want to set it up so you get notifications when new videos hit that channel. Great way to keep track of that. And then we have our shoppingannuity.com. This is a term you're going to hear a lot more about as we go through our Basic 5. And the shopping annuity is really becoming part of what we are as a business. And shoppingannuity.com will allow you to go in, get all the tools you need, get the PowerPoints, learn everything you need to on it, watch videos on it. But what it's really doing is it's teaching you that by redirecting money you're already spending to our business, you can create a fixed sum payment to fund your shopping annuity. And then, of course, our mobile apps that I've been talking about. We have shop.com on mobile. We have our unfranchised.com on mobile as well. We have our Motives Cosmetic on mobile, our TLS app, our globalshop.com, our Shop Buddy app, as well as our media, unfranchised media that I talked about earlier. Some other resources for you. We have our Web Center program, and you can see the different websites on there, mawc411.com or mawebcenters.com. We have our Capital Resources, which you can go to macapitalresources.com. That's our financial division, financial information division of the company. We have our product information. Great area to go is to exploresupplements.com or nutrimetrics.com. And then for other blogs or social media links, go to unfranchised.com /website directory. So as you can see, there's more than you can learn in the beginning. And I know sometimes people are like, Jim, you've only been talking for a little bit here and I'm already a little bit overwhelmed. Keep it simple. You're not going to learn this all right away. We're going to take it time by time. This won't be the only time you even go through this training, but you'll be able to reference it. You'll be able to go back to it. What if you learned a little bit every day? Where would you be a year from now? Where would you be 2 years from now in the business by learning a little bit every day? And that's what I'm going to encourage you to do. Let's take a minute and talk about our management performance compensation plan. Because that's, again, getting that belief is vital in understanding this compensation plan. What are the strengths of the plan? Well, it's proven. Again, we're in our 24th year. You know, it's not, could this work? This is a, this does work business plan. You have the ability to have immediate retail profits and cash back. And that's really important to understand because a lot of times people say, well, I want something that pays me right away. Here's the key. Great. Then let's start moving product and getting retail profit immediately. It's one of the things I'm most proud of our company. We have always set our business up so that that individual who starts, that entrepreneur who starts their business can earn retail profits right away. And now, since we purchased shop.com, the ability to earn cash back by shopping online, doing what you're already doing. Volume search to infinity. What do I mean by that? I mean, there's no levels, there's no percentages. In our business plan, we search vertically down to infinity, which means your business is going to continue to accumulate, or not accumulate, but add those points up for you as it searches down below. Business volume, which again, you'll hear the term BV, accrues for 365 days. You know, I did a lot of research personally before I started with the company, and a ton of research before I went full-time with the company. You know, that's 19 years ago. Now that research is easier to find. But I'll tell you one thing I saw right away. I didn't like when in 30 days a company would wipe away the volume of a part-time person. It didn't make any sense to me. Here, our volume continues to accumulate. 365 on business volume, 730 days on our internet business volume, what we call our IBV, the orders that are placed through shop.com for the partner store products. You have the ability to place people and volume down into your organization, and the commissions are calculated on a weekly basis. So if you're earning them, you're actually paid on a weekly basis with the company. You have the ability to earn more than your senior partners. This was important to me. When I started, one of the first things I asked the person introducing me, I said, can I make more than you? It's funny, I was prepared to walk out of the meeting if he said no. That would have been a funny job interview, wouldn't it? But because it was a business, I looked at it and I said, I should be able to make more than the next person. Why couldn't I? Here, I have the ability to earn more than my senior partners. You have the ability to earn more than your senior partners. You have the ability to out-earn me. You have the ability to own multiple business development centers. You actually start with 3 when you start your business, and you can add on to that later on. The business is a willable asset. So you can have this set up, like my wife and I have this set up in our estate plan for our children. They still have to meet certain criteria, certain requirements, but it is an asset to be able to provide them with everything we've done over these last 19 years. Organizational structure that creates a common vested economic interest because we build vertically, not separate wide. You build 2 organizations in depth to create an ongoing significant income. 2 organizations. You can't have any less than 2. So all you have to do is build 2 teams, and then you can grow your business globally. You know, what we've done as a company is we've really taken what was traditional business, and I call it horizontal marketing, where, you know, there might be an owner, maybe some VPs, maybe some managers, and every layer down, there were more people, and everybody made less than the person above them. Created a very competitive environment. We flipped it on its side and we created vertical marketing. And with vertical marketing, we created compounding efforts, we encouraged teamwork and support, and everyone receives 100% credit on the sales and volume generated by everyone. So you have the ability and you want to work with those people on your team. So our unfranchised system, it's really a proven system for success. And that's why I wanted to take a couple minutes and talk to you about it. One of the other things I want to talk to you about is our National Meeting, Training, and Seminar System. You'll hear an acronym, NMTSS. That stands for National Meeting, Training, and Seminar System. And that's a proven system of meetings, seminars, and events that provide new and established unfranchised owners with individual learning opportunities that can contribute to the standard and effective training that we have. So let's take a look at what I mean by this. Really, our business starts when you start. Make that names list, you make some approaches. Maybe you do a couple two-on-one appointments. Maybe you bring your senior partner, you sit down, you talk to somebody. From there, maybe you take them to a small home presentation where they learn more, they meet a couple new people. From there, maybe again you're doing group meetings, you're doing webinars. Whatever it is, the approach leads to either a two-on-one, a home presentation, a group meeting, or a webinar. But what happens after that? If that were the end of it, people say, oh, it looks like a good little thing, but not a lot going on. What we do is, from those presentations we just talked about, we now lead to what we call an unfranchised business presentation. Again, a lot of acronyms. You might hear a term UBP. I never use the term with a prospect UBP. I only use that with our business owners. And a UBP is a business presentation. That is something that's in our NMTSS system, so you can look it up. You can see when they're going on all around the country. It's something you can bring somebody to, bring a guest to, and you know that you are going to have a professional meeting done for you. Now, that's a $5 fee typically when you go to that meeting for you, and a $5 fee for your guest when they come to it. But it's usually held in a nice area, and you have professional speakers who have the ability to basically do the work for you. I talk a lot about leverage. Leverage is having them do the work for you. And then after that meeting, we have our meeting after the meeting where we book our follow-up appointment. We want to book follow-up appointments from everything we do. So what happens, in this NMTSS system after a UBP meeting? Well, we also have things called general product trainings. We have our 3 trainings like you're going through right now, the new unfranchised owner training, the Basic 5, the ECCT. We have our university-specific trainings, which are TLS, our motives, our web center, Nutrimetrics, etc. But typically from a UBP, an unfranchised business presentation, the next step is a local seminar. That's the big meeting. Could be hundreds of people that are there to hear a speaker that comes in to train how they built the business using the Basic 5 and share their story and their information. From there, it might go to a regional convention. So local seminar might be in your local area within an hour or so. A regional could be a number of different states put together. It could be thousands of people who are together. And from there, the regional leads into our international convention, which we typically hold in Greensboro, North Carolina in the August timeframe, and our World Conference, which we typically hold in Miami during the February timeframe. So again, if you're sort of looking through at how we're doing it, we go from the individual meetings to the group meeting, to the business presentation, the UBP, to the local seminar, to the regional convention, could be a district conference in there as well, to an international convention or a world conference, and all of that is provided to you through our NMTSS system. When I started, I looked at this and I said, man, what a business. They're doing all the work. Because it's shared, I pay a little bit to go to something, and I can bring people with me, and they can be taught by people better than me. Now, again, I talked about that meeting after the meeting. The meeting after the meeting lets your experienced teammates help you to schedule the follow-up. Because if you do any kind of a meeting, whether it's a one-on-one, a two-on-one, a home meeting, or a business presentation, a professional business presentation, you want to make sure the key to it, it's only successful is if you book the next step, and that's the meeting after the meeting. So one of those things is selling tickets. And in our business, we sell tickets because education. You probably started something that you didn't know a lot about in the past. So I'm a big believer. First thing I did is I started buying tickets to learn more, to go to these events. So when do you sell these tickets? If you bought some tickets to your next local seminar, your next major event, you sell them after showing the plan. You sell them after the business presentation. You sell them when you start a new business. Do me a favor, team. Don't start somebody new without selling them a ticket to the next event. That's the best and most effective use of your time, is to get them around other people. Because again, we're talking attitude, knowledge, and belief. We need to get the belief up. Create a sense of urgency. Let people know events will be sold out. There's a lot of times our events sell out and people are scrambling to find tickets. When you do what we call a call workshop, which we'll be teaching you later on, a call workshop allows you to be able to make calls to maybe some of your business partners that haven't bought that ticket yet, and to sell them a ticket, and to call the people who are what we call stable and waiting. They've been in the business a while. Maybe they're not going at the pace you want them to go to. Get them to an event. Let someone else train them. Let someone else maybe light that fire that gets them going. And really what we're going to do from there is we're going to just continue to promote our next locals, and we're going to continue to promote our next major events. That's what we do. We promote and we leverage and we let the events help us through the NMTSS system. Again, really coming back to the result producing activities. One of them was use and sell your products. You're going to learn about that in our retailing section. One of them is share the business. You're going to learn about that in our prospecting and recruiting segment. Share the shopping annuity. You're going to hear about that throughout the whole Basic 5, but you'll get a stronger part of it during the retailing segment and where we use and sell the products. And then selling tickets, which is what I just talked about now, and how vital it is you purchase those tickets and you move those tickets. I want to thank you for listening to this part of the Basic 5, and look forward to seeing you at one of our major events in the future.